Do you remember when you were like 5 years old? Very early in your conscious memory, perhaps. Everything was just laid out the way that it was. You never thought about changing anything, never thought about anything in your day, what time you got up, what you wore, what you ate, where you went. It was all just decided for you. Your entire day, your week, your year. Then you're just put into school, and this is the place you go for like the next 20 years of your life. You're now 12 years old and you're just living the life as it's laid out for you. Nothing to think about. You just go to school, come home from school, do your homework, play with friends, go to bed, because that's just what you're supposed to do. You're now 17. You've been doing everything that was laid out in front of you that you were supposed to do for pretty much all your life. Now it's time to fill out college applications. Because you're going to go to college, right? Of course, like, what do you mean? Of course you're going to go to college. That's what everyone's supposed to do. That's what you're meant to do. You're going to do medicine, right? What do you mean not? What do you mean that's not what you want to do? Of course, like, that, all your family, that's what everyone expects of you. That's what your family expects of you. That's part of the plan your parents set out for you for the last 17 years. What do you mean you're not going to be a doctor? All your mom's friends' kids are going to become doctors. What do you mean? Are you going to be the one to let them down? What do you mean you want to figure out what you want to do? You are going to conform. Now, for some of you who develop, a real talent, became really good at a sport or instrument, got scouted by like an academy, or, in America, you get like a sports scholarship in college, whatever, you kind of carved out your own destiny, fair enough. You're in college now. Doesn't matter the degree or the course, you're in it, you're in the system. You're just in another system going through the motions. Your schedule's laid out for you, you just go to your classes, go to your exams, because that's what you're supposed to do. You get a part-time job because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what everyone does, right? You're just going with the flow. You graduate, it's really fun, it's a happy day, it's the happiest day of your parents' life. All you feel is relief. You're now going into the workforce, or you might have to do a master's degree, depending on what your degree is. You apply for jobs because that's the next step of the system, right? You get your big boy professional job and you go to work day in, day out, because, well, that's what you're supposed to do. Suddenly it hits you. You've always thought of yourself as this individualistic, self-determined adult who's in control of his own destiny. You're now 23 years old and you're just about realizing that your entire life has had nothing to do with your own volition or decisions. Every single aspect of the last 23 years of your life has just been you being dragged along by the winds of life. You've just been going with the flow, going with whatever system you're in. Nothing about your life, your job, or the career that you're in right now was determined by you, yourself, the person who you were supposed to be. You were just going through the system and now you're here. Now I realize not everyone is in this situation. Some people might have had like a real genuine passion that they developed, they nurtured. They were really good at a sport or something and they had some control over their own sort of destiny. I had that realization recently that where I am now, where I'm working, the job, the career that I'm in, had nothing to do with my own agency. Nothing about where I am right now in life was determined by me. You realize how much of a sucker punch of a realization that is for a man to have, that basically for the last 23 years of your life, you've had pretty much no control. Now I moved out to a different city after I graduated and I started working there, and that was pretty much the first thing that I've ever done in my life that was actually me. I was 23 and I did it. And that was kind of the first thing in my 23 years of life. I'm 25 now, this was about 2 years ago. That was the first thing in my 23 years of life where it was like, okay, I actually made this happen. I am living where I am and working in the specific place that I'm in because I made it happen. And it took 23 years to have something like that. Essentially where I'm like, I mean, I'm back home now, but like usually when I'm during the week, I live somewhere else. And that's the only part of my life, of like the 23 years of my life that I've actually made happen. Like I'm there, I live there because I decided to. But nothing else, nothing about the career I'm in, the type of job I'm in was a result of my own volition. Maybe the gym and bodybuilding was something that was my own thing, but even then, like I only started that at like what, 22? Like that only really became a consistent thing, a consistent part of me at like, you know, 3 years ago now. All this to say, I think it's very, very important that I realize this because I know there's so many people on the same boat who kind of had that realization right there, right now. And it can be kind of a sucker punch to the gut to realize, like a really demoralizing realization to make. But it's only through making that realization. Like the first step is awareness. And it's only through making that realization that you're gonna actually do something to change it. You can't change the past, but you can make sure you more agency from now on till the end. And you're not just blindly walking through a system that was laid out in front of you and doing things just because that's what you're supposed to do at this stage. And here I am trying to do something to change it.